The following is an Outdoor Channel original production.
Montana, big sky country. Protecting this rugged wilderness is a brave group of men and women. These are the Wardens, dedicated to the preservation of the last best place. The cold and snowy season descends on Montana.
They try to jump the fence, and they miss it, and then it tangles up, and they start to fight in it. You can see how she messed up her shoulder, and then she gets all twisted up in there, and they can't get out.
State Game Warden Joe Cambick responds to a report of a dead elk outside the town of Deer Lodge. The culprit, barbed wire fence.
It's just a bummer, but it's a fact of life for these elk because they gotta jump a lot of fences. Unfortunately, like I said, it's a fact of life and it sucks, but it is what it is.
Tens of thousands of miles of razor-sharp wire spider across this part of the state. Wardens say they often see wildlife tangled and killed in fences. Come spring, Montana's game wardens help with a solution. Warden Cambick lends a hand on a much-needed wildlife fence project paid for by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation.
I traded my gun belt in for a tool belt, and we are building fence, and I should get back to work before they get mad at me.
Locals help an area rancher mend his fence using a new technique designed to keep the cattle in while protecting wildlife from dangerous barbed wire.
The Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Anaconda Sportsmen, and Montana Game Wardens and Game Warden Association have got together to help the Perkins Ranch build some fence, some wildlife-friendly fence, which is really important. You know, we want this to kind of be a testament that, you know, of landowners, sportsmen, and wardens working together to solve a problem.
The top and bottom strands of new fence have no barbs. This allows elk and deer to better jump fences without becoming tangled.
We have a lot of wildlife. The elk numbers, they seem to go down the valley more and more and get into the agricultural areas where you've got the hay production. And it causes a problem as you've got cattle on one side and the hay on the other. As they milk cross, they knock those fences down and bring the cattle with them.
The plan here is to try to put up a fence that the elk can cross back and forth through, the deer, lots of white-tailed mule deer, so that the fence stays up enough that the cows can't get out. This type of a fence doesn't work everywhere, but it works in a lot of places, and we're thinking this is worth a shot. We're gonna try to make this work. So there's a little bit more tolerance for the elk. He gets really upset when, you know, he's trying to make a livelihood out here. They knock the fence down, and then he's chasing his cows, and he's spending all day doing something that he didn't plan on doing that day, and then gets behind. I'll let Scott give the nod, and if he likes it, let's dig a hole and put a brace in. Sportsmen need to be as proactive as possible. They need to get out there this time of the year, talk to ranchers. If there's an area they want to hunt, they got to go out and talk to them now. And they got to do stuff like this, help them fix fence, help them brand, help them whatever that they need help doing, so that come October, November, they can secure a place for themselves to hunt.
You think about, you know, the migration routes of animals. Well, it creates a lot of problems with landowners. They have a limited amount of resources, monetary and labor. And when you have a, 300 head of elk working through your fields every night, that creates a lot of destruction, especially on your fencing systems. So, you know, this provides some relief for the landowner. Not only does he have material, but he's got labor to do things that might take him several days to accomplish. We're able to do it in a couple hours. But it also provides an opportunity for education. We're educating the sportsmen and the landowners that we have a wildlife-friendly fence that we hope is going to prevent a lot of damage in the future.
I taught hunter safety for 30 years. Projects like this are good for the future of the other hunters coming along, so I'm all for that.
The more we do, the more productive we get, and the more we do in projects like this, the more property we're going to be able to keep open to hunt. That's our national heritage.
Every day, game wardens think about this issue, every day. We are the face of Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks, and we are the canary in the mine. When something goes wrong, we're usually the first to see it. and we're always the first to try to help out. This is just another example of seeing a problem and coming up with a very positive solution that's going to benefit people for years to come.
North of Kalispell, Montana, Warden Captain Lee Anderson begins a 2-day remote backcountry patrol.
Well, we're gonna go do a little backpack patrol through the Jewel Basin. We've done a lot of work up in here with rehabbing some of these mountain lakes. It's a real popular place to go hiking, and the only way you can get in there is to hike. Whew.
Wardens often work remote areas on foot.
Made it up here to the lake, so we're getting our camp set up. But now we're gonna head out, hike up to another lake, so we gotta hang our food.
This is bear country. Before Anderson starts his patrol, he hangs his food pack away from his camp.
We'll take all our food, we got all our attractants out of our packs, and hang them up in the tree, and it's gotta be 10 feet off the ground, 4 feet out, and in theory, that'll keep the bears out of it. And so it's probably not bad, too. That's 100 yards from camp, too. What the heck, gets a little further away, any attractants that might have just to the food itself. Move it away from our tent, so
Remote assignments come with a few perks, too.
you don't see that every day. Oh, sweet. Look at that thing. We're gonna hike out now. It's about another 2.5 miles up to another lake. See if we can't check some more anglers. We checked one person coming out fishing. They ended up not having their fishing license with them, and gave them a written warning for not having it on their person. Shouldn't be too bad of a hike. We've got all the elevation out of the way, so it's pretty gradual. But we got out of our sweaty hiking shirt, wear something a little more official now, and go see if we can hopefully contact some anglers. There we got somebody fishing. Sucks to walk all the way over there. Well, you turn around and walk all the way back out, but that's what we're gonna do. We really like coming up into these mountain lakes periodically. You know, it's so busy down in the valley, you hardly ever get in here. But you make one contact up in here, it'll spread like wildfire.
Anderson circles the lake and approaches the unsuspecting angler.
I'm a game warden up out of Kalispell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see if I could check your fishing license real quick, which is great. We rely on that more than us being actually in here. Okay, this is last year's fishing license.
Oh, I'm
Probably gonna be a green one. Maybe.
Actually, I don't think I renewed, to tell you the truth.
There's the thought of us being in here that hopefully, you know, folks that are on the edge of thinking they need a license or not, maybe that'll push them to actually get one. But, you know, it helps pay to keep this resource, so it's pretty critical. So I'll explain this to you. Fishing without a valid 2014 fishing license on Birch Lake, Flathead County, okay?
Okay.
But, yeah, just get that before you go out fishing again next time, and then you'll be squared away and good
Cool.
to go. Appreciate your
No problem.
cooperation, all right? Thank you, sir. All right. Well, so we just checked this guy, and he had last year's fishing license, which expires in February, so ended up issuing him a citation for fishing without a license. But he's real cooperative, good guy, understanding, so I like that better. And he said there's a couple other guys up here, and I know we saw those guys fishing, but he said they were packing some pretty good heat, which is pretty typical. You just got to be careful, you know, try to use good judgment, officer safety, and trust your instincts. You guys having any luck?
Wardens learn to always expect the unexpected.
Nice. That guy's voice sounds really familiar. And it might not be the same guy, but it sounds like a guy that we had cited for some violations here a little while ago.
State Game Warden Lee Anderson patrols on foot high in Montana's remote Jewel Basin. He spots two men fishing. Both are armed. Anderson cautiously approaches.
How you doing? Yeah?
The warden instantly recognizes one of the men. He's ticketed him for past violations.
How are you? Lee Anderson. Remember? Warden captain, but...
Where?
Out of Kalispell. All right, well, you got your fishing license with you, bud. I'll check that. You come up here quite a bit, you guys? Not too often, no. All right. All right.
How'd you end up down here?
I'm just hiking around.
Seen it?
I could hear you guys down here, so I walked down here.
Be quieter.
You gotta be a little stealthier than that, huh? The drones we had up spotted you.
I see that.
Well, fellas, have a good day, huh?
Their licenses check out, so he moves on.
You know, you prepare for the worst, but a lot of times it works out to be nothing, and that's all that ended up being. But I thought I recognized that guy's voice, and it ended up being who I thought. And we have a case with him right now. We got to get settled. I don't think it's been settled yet on that timber stuff, but anyway, he was fair, good to deal with, and so we'll move on to the next lake and see if we can check some more fishermen.
On the southern end of Region 1, wardens check another fishery a bit closer to civilization.
So we're down here today on Noxon Reservoir at Thompson Falls. Doing is our saturation patrol just to really hit this stretch of water. Thank you.
We just do this every year. Get out on the water, check fishermen,
Do you have your license?
water safety checks.
Have fun with them, they're cool, but just give guys distance, all right? Other than that, you guys are doing good. Life jackets are good. So just be courteous. Tom works down here pretty much on his own, so we can help guys out. We'll come down and basically hit it with 3 or 4 other wardens and just kind of make our presence known on that day.
Boats can only be registered under Coast Guard law for 3 consecutive years. Sunshine, it's going to be warm out. Probably work quite a bit this afternoon and see what we come up with. Great, thanks a lot.
Well, we appreciate you guys being out here.
Yeah, you bet.
Kind of a good way for wardens to get together and see what goes on in other people's districts.
Today was a great day. Compliance was phenomenal. You know, most people out here are following the rules, not breaking the law. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. Looking forward to doing it again next year.
Near Glacier National Park, Warden Chris Crane patrols water with fishing restrictions.
So we're on the North Fork of the Flathead River. Right across the river there is Glacier National Park. The rest of this is all Flathead National Forest. We've got some special restrictions for this area. You can't intentionally fish for bull trout. So we have certain areas that are closed. One of the areas are some of the tributaries. Big Creek actually flows into the North Fork of Flathead. Right there is the outlet. And there's a closure on there seasonally from June 1 to the end of September. It's listed in our regulations in 2 different spots. And you can see there's actually an angler down there right now, fly fishing within the closure. It's closed within a 150-yard radius of the mouth of Big Creek. So we're gonna go down and make contact with this angler and see what's going on. Hello. Hi. How's it going? Good. You're fishing in a closed area.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Okay. Yeah, you got your fishing license on you?
Yeah.
Okay. For bull trout protection.
Oh,
There
okay.
is some tributaries on the North Fork that are closed.
Okay.
And they are Big Creek, Coal Creek, Whale Creek, and Trail Creek. We usually put signs up, but we haven't gotten those up yet, so I'm just going to write you a written warning.
The state normally posts signs marking areas off limits to fishing. Since the signs are not up yet, Crane decides to cut the angler a break.
So you have an option you can do with this. You can stick it in your vest as a reminder.
The warden uses this situation to educate and moves down the trail.
Just a educational moment, I guess.
When patrolling the backcountry, wardens always prepare for the unexpected.
How's everybody doing?
Crane discovers a hiker who fell and severely sprained his ankle.
What I'm hearing. Looks like he actually has an ER doctor as one of his buddies, which is pretty handy. Who's the medic? You are. Okay. I've got radio. We can call for help. You know, if he gets out. They didn't want any assistance, really.
But no, yeah, appreciate it, but we'll be good.
Okay. Is there?
We do know you're behind us, so.
I don't want to leave, and then you guys need something, you know.
No, I appreciate it. I realize where you're coming from too.
Yeah, yeah.
I think really we're gonna be all right, but we've been.
We'll get through. Okay. All right.
A lot of times he's a tough old bird.
Yeah. Okay.
The men decline assistance, but Warden Crane won't walk away quite yet.
Well, you got a mile and a half or so of one of the nastiest, worst trails in the area. 10 after 4 now. 10 o'clock, it's dark. How far have you guys gotten in the
Oh, we've come through the hardest section, is down the waterfall and all that. Otherwise,
okay.
We've made a better time. I think once we get down to the camp, I'd say we can make it easy by dirt.
Okay.
He's doing pretty good on it with this crutch.
Okay. My concerns would be that they got to spend the night up here. If they do that, then you're gonna have to hike out in the morning, which are not, they have some gear, but they're not really prepared. I'll probably call just to report it, to let them know. Okay. In case things turn south. Another concern is you're walking down this and it starts to get dark, you get tired, maybe your back, shoulders start hurting, then you got more complications. Trip again or whatever, just compounds from there. But they're traveling really, really slow. I mean, it's taking them an hour to get less, like a third of a mile. But they're pretty content on doing it by themselves. So I guess you can't help somebody who doesn't need or want help.
Warden Lee Anderson works alone on a remote foot patrol high in Montana's Jewel Basin. The warden keeps an eye on several sensitive mountain fisheries, remote lakes where anglers rarely encounter wardens.
Catching a few fish, huh? I'm a game warden out of Kalispell. Just out checking some fishing licenses, so. You guys got your licenses with you?
I don't have a fishing license. I didn't catch it.
I have one, but I don't have it on me.
Okay.
Is there any way to look it up?
Why don't you stick your axe over there in a tree? I don't think you're gonna gore me, but we'll take that out of the equation. What I'll do is I'll fill out a written warning for you with your information all on it.
Okay.
You know, you're supposed to have it with you, but we'll follow up on it, make sure you got one.
Neither of these anglers are carrying a valid fishing license.
I've got all your contact information, and I'm gonna follow up, look and make sure you got one. If you do, we'll just leave it at a warning.
Okay, perfect.
And if you don't, then I'll be getting a hold of you.
Okay.
But you got one?
Yep.
Okay. So with you, though, I do have to issue you a citation for not having your license, okay? I'm writing him just a warning because he doesn't have it with him. But you don't have one at all, so you gotta have one if you're gonna be fishing, so.
How much is the ticket?
Actually, the ticket, it's up to the judge.
Fishing without a license often carries a fine of $135.
It's anywhere from 35 to 135 usually. Somewhere it falls in there somewhere.
Okay.
I'd recommend getting a license, especially if you're gonna go fishing
this is my
again.
first time fishing, so.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Just get it taken care of by the 11th. And
Great, I'll go in on Monday and do it.
then you don't have to worry about anything after that.
All right.
So.
Great.
But yeah, sorry about that.
much.
Appreciate your cooperation,
absolutely.
fellas.
Yeah.
Okay. I will hate to break one other bad news to you. You actually can't have fires within 500 feet of the lake. It's a Forest Service regulation.
So is it okay to build a fire up around
just
those parts?
Stand next to the lake, take about a couple hundred steps, and build yourself a campfire. Yeah, thanks, fellas.
This precious Montana jewel is remote, an area off-grid where rules are sometimes ignored. But the presence of a warden has made a statement.
survived 3 days. Had a good trip into the Jewel Basin and checked quite a few fishermen, quite a few hikers. All in all, I'd consider it a success. You know, anytime you can check a bunch of fishermen in the backcountry where they don't expect to see is a good thing.
If you're going to enjoy Montana's backcountry, you still have to have a license.
Did end up citing a number of people for not having fishing licenses, as well as writing warnings to people who didn't have it with them. So hopefully the word will get out that we're out there and more people will make sure they have that stuff with them or buy the licenses before they get in there. But just a great trip. Pretty lucky to be in Montana and get something like this pretty close to home.